Okay, so I'm going to start this discussion video off by summarizing kind of what the video was, and then I'm going to answer two questions that I picked, and then I'm going to end it with my relevant question. So this week's video, Who Cares About Kelsey, is about a teenager in high school who struggled with an emotional and behavioral disability, and in the video it says her characteristics were being withdrawn, impulsive, depressed, anxious, and she had low self-esteem. She took her ADHD medication but didn't like the way it made her feel, so she stopped taking it, and this took a toll on her high school career, and her grades were affected tremendously by it. But due to the support and encouragement of the faculty and staff and her peers at her school, she was able to pull everything together and graduate with her class on time. So the first question I'm going to answer that I picked was, what are the signs that a student may be depressed or be considering suicide? And there are a number of ways you can identify this, but a lot of the times it's not that they didn't show those signs, it's that we didn't keep an eye out and look for them openly. We just kind of brushed it off and waited till it was too late to do something about it. So some emotional signs you might see is that the student might cry more often than they normally do. They might talk about feeling worthless or not wanted around in their family. They might even make comments like, I don't want to be here anymore, or I feel like a burden to be around. Some behavioral signs you might see is a student starts doing things that they enjoy doing. If you notice that they really like playing basketball at recess, but instead they're kind of sitting out and just watching everyone do it, that should kind of strike a red flag in your brain. They could start falling behind on their schoolwork if they're the type of student to stay on task pretty regularly. They might start acting recklessly or out of the ordinary for their behavior. Or they might even start using alcohol or drugs, depending on like what age this occurs. You won't necessarily see all the signs coming from one student struggling, but you might see one or two that stick out to you. And the best thing you could do is, if you have any concern about suicide or a student being depressed, is that you could reach out to them, make sure that they know that they are loved and cared in your mind, and they're just as important to you as every other student in your class. Or you could reach out to the guidance counselor at your school and get them to talk to the student, get to the bottom of the situation, have one-on-one time. It's important that you take caution with things like this, because you never know when it'll be too late to do so. And then my second question is, what kept Kelsey in school? What motivated her to keep working towards graduation? And what motivated her to keep working towards graduation was the support from her faculty and staffs and her peers that she went to school with. Like I said in the beginning, they were able to support her and come together and keep her on track and keep her graduating. The faculty and staff had weekly meetings with Kelsey to check in on her and make sure she was staying on track. They encouraged her to ask questions, which she never normally did, and they praised her when she stayed on the right track, and they made sure that she was constantly going down the right path and never veered off unexpectedly. She got help from peers in her class with assignments, and she was able to get her grades back up to pass, and she was able to walk the stage at graduation. And all of these things are important, because without the extra support, who knows what path Kelsey would have gone down. She probably would have ended up somewhere she didn't want to be, but she was able to graduate and go on to finish achieving her dreams. In the video it said that she wanted to work in law enforcement and become a police officer. While in the video it never said if she actually did achieve that, I do assume that because of her work ethic that she had towards the end of graduation, she did go out to do that, and I think that's an amazing thing. And so my relevant question that I'm ending with is, why does having support from teachers and classmates make such a big difference in students' academic work? Because we saw it in Kelsey, but why I want to know, like, why is it such a big difference for every student, not just for Kelsey?